Hey y'all, welcome back to Mitch and Them podcast. I am Mama Mitch.
And I'm your host, Master Mitch.
Y'all, this gonna be good.
This gonna be good.
So, before we get started, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, but we're gonna jump right into it. Y'all, we're talking about friendship red flags.
But before we get into that, we have a special guest.
Who, me?
Here we go.
Me?
We have a special guest, Danielle. Yes, Danielle is we're gonna say our first guest, but one of our best guests.
Oh.
Yeah. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Danielle.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just say I'm very happy to be here, especially because I'm always in the behind the scenes of everything.
Yes.
I do their makeup. I help produce the podcast. I also help with styling, and Danielle just does it all for Mitch and them. Okay.
For
Yes,
sure.
she does.
So I'm happy to be a part because I'm always yelling from the back.
For sure.
But today I'm with Mitch and them.
Yeah.
I'm a Nim. So they're
The
Mitch,
Nim and the
and
Mitch.
I'm the Nim.
Right, there you go.
Period.
Finally, the NIM is here.
Yep.
Nim.
Go ahead, Mom.
Yeah, so we're talking about friendship red flags, and who else better to, join us in this conversation than someone who's been a friend to Master Mitch, especially, and then myself. But she knows the in and outs of our working relationship, so she has some expertise on friendships. So, talking about red flags when it comes to friends, and identifying those things that you should not latch yourself onto. Where do we even start with that?
Where do we? I don't know. It's a thin line for friendships. I feel that way because, I think that everybody is different. Everybody's a different friend. Even sometimes I have had to take a step back and evaluate myself as a friend to someone else. Because sometimes I'll be like, wait a minute, hold on. Is this a friend, a real friend? And some of the things that I really think that help me evaluate that is, number one, their energy. I'm very big on energy because my energy is big. So I know sometimes, some of my friends have said I can be annoying. No, I'm just playing. But no.
No, she's serious.
I'm very serious. But no, as a friend, I think that it comes with a lot of understanding, of that person. It comes with grace, being a friend. And like I said, energy. I think that energies, it doesn't matter if you're a friend who, like I was saying, I have very, very high energy. But I have a lot of friends who are very mellow, but that balance is so good. Because they depend on me for one thing, and I depend on them for, a good balance.
You brought up a good point. The understanding part, I think, is the key in relationships, not just friendships, but relationships as a whole, because you have to understand who that other person is, and you have to know your role in the relationship. So when you know that, for example, we'll use the two of you. If Master Mitch is someone who is very quiet, she doesn't like to be out in public a lot, and she may or may not attend your functions, but then you're that extrovert. You're just on all the time, and she keeps saying no to you, and you keep inviting her, or you keep trying to be in her space. That could get it could get to a place where you say, okay, well, she's not, she's not my cup of tea. I'm going to back off or whatever. I know a lot of friendships have just totally dissipated because people think that the other person is trying to be funny,
Right.
trying to, I've heard this a lot. They think they're better than me because maybe she doesn't drink, maybe you drink and she doesn't, maybe you partake in other things and she doesn't. Oh, they think they better than me, or they think they this, I just don't do her, or whatever. But as a friend, you understand that role that she's portraying, because even though she doesn't do that, the conversations that you have, that you can always depend on her for support and for honesty.
Yes.
So I get that. That understanding is key for me.
Yeah.
Okay, like you said before, your energy is big. It's big.
It's real big.
How do you deal with people that their energy is just down here when you weigh, like you just come off as bigger than life?
Well, I'm a Libra. So, the scales are a thing. For me, I believe that, I don't know, I adapt to whatever that energy is, and I kind of help balance it out, because this one here, I love being around Tiffany, for real, because you kind of make me feel like a star. And I say that because you laugh at everything that I do, and I love the fact that I can make her laugh like this, and it's almost like our energies, we stay matching each other, and a lot of times, I'm annoying to her, but she does smile more than she says, shut up, or, you know what I mean?
I don't say shut up at all.
Well, okay, because you're perfect. You see? Y'all, she about to get me right now. For real. But no, I don't know what it is for us.
Yeah.
And, I know this is early in the podcast, but can I just be transparent and get rid of this earring for a second? But, no, but, our friendship took a hit, a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just very, very thankful that God allowed us it to be a full circle moment and us to come back, because ultimately I don't feel like what we stopped talking about was enough to end the friendship.
Right.
And I feel like you were so meaningful to my life, and vice versa. Mm-hmm. Like, we just were good friends for each other that,
So what happened? I mean, like, without going into extreme detail, if you can.
Yeah, I think that what happened was, because even now when I'm thinking about it, it wasn't malicious on your part. Mm-hmm. It was really more of, so what happened was, you were doing recordings and stuff. Look at her now, y'all.
Oh, chill.
Look at her now, y'all. She be looking after me. But you were pushing me to do more YouTubes and stuff like that, and you did your recordings. Mm-hmm. But you were using your devices.
Right.
And you were also trying to do your own recordings. And in that time, everything just wasn't kind of progressing fast enough too. And it just, I don't know, what really happened, Tiffany? Why did you delete all of my videos?
Okay, because if you want to go, we can go there. First of all,
no, but
Danielle went through. Okay, so I used to work for her. Oh boy, I used to work for her, and basically, she lost her mom, and I think at the time it was just, she was just acting out of like emotions and stuff. I do feel like our communication was not good at all. Like, it was good in the beginning, and then like through everything with us working together, but towards the end, there were things as your employee that I was, wanting or just following up on, and then I do feel like the communication was broken on your part, even some on mine, because I start getting in my feelings a little bit, just trying to figure out like what's going on. Not being understanding that she is going through a hard time. Like I still wanted her to, I guess, suck it up and still handle business, but she just lost her mom in a way. So I just feel like it was a misunderstanding. And to speak on your footage and stuff, again, the communication was not where it needed to be. I didn't hear anything from her much, really, about anything, and I needed to still move on. I wasn't working for her anymore because she was going through a huge transition. She decided to not only cut me, but just other people, like really everything, like her whole business, all that. So yeah, and I was hurt by it a little bit, but just not being understanding. As far as her footage goes, it wasn't malicious when I deleted.
Yeah, no,
at all. It was full. My storage was full, and her and I wasn't talking. So I'm like, I held on to it as long as I could. I'm like, well, maybe she's not even gonna even do YouTube, or because I knew it was something I kept pushing you to do. Yeah. I don't know. I just made the decision to like, hey, I need to move on. I need to make my videos and whatever. So I ended up deleting her stuff, but it was not malicious at all. And even last year, I was like, do you really think I did that on purpose? Because I promise you, I didn't. But then mom tried to come in the middle, and that didn't work out either.
But
she tried to mend.
And let me tell you why. Because, I feel like I'm somewhat of a good judge of character in people. So I saw the relationship for, like just, yes, you guys had a working relationship, but I felt like the two of you needed each other too. When it comes to, because I've lived a lot longer than y'all, and I know when things are a lot longer.
Mom, she want to be your age.
I know
so
she
bad.
did. I know she does. So, but I've had relationships with over the years, and I know when it cannot be repaired. And it seemed like the two of you, your relationship could have been repaired if you could just sit down and talk. But you weren't listening. And it's like, okay, well, now is not the time to deal with it. We're just going to stop right here. And it was during the time you had lost your mom. So, we understood that. So when you guys did start talking again, I told my daughter, I said, that's good. That's a good thing that you guys were able to work it out and come back together and be grown-ups. Because y'all were both acting very childish.
We were.
I was the older of the childish, though.
No, you were the youngest of the childish. Because I'm not going to replay the moment.
Yeah, no, it's so true. You're right. I know.
I think I even, we ended up working together. I don't know if you remember, on the north side of town, production came in town. You did the makeup, I did the security, and yeah. So, and when I saw you, the lady asked me, she was like, "Oh yeah, Danielle's doing." I said, "Danielle's doing your makeup? She is good." Like there was no hard feelings or anything, but usually when it comes to my child, she mad, I'm mad.
Right.
I don't even. She can tell me about what happened later. Anybody want to hear it? But I just knew that eventually, I was hoping, I didn't know, but I was hoping that eventually, whatever it was, it could be worked out. And it did.
And it did. And I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But when I saw you, I was like, oh, yeah, Danielle, yes, she is the best in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
The best.
We always say you the best. Even when we wasn't talking for, what was that, 2 years? A year and a half,
Almost,
2 years?
Yeah.
And literally when people say, oh, who does your makeup or who's a good makeup artist? I'm always going to say Danielle. I would never she is so talented. It don't make no sense. I always brag on her. So it was never that. It was just, we was just in our feelings.
Yeah.
What was that?
Deep.
I don't know. Something.
She did. She was hiding.
I was like,
oh, okay, yeah. She
But y'all was so pivotal for my career. Like, so supportive, always. Whatever I wanted to do or was doing at the time, you were like, oh, mama come through. Mama brought her friends. Always so very supportive of me, booked me time and time after again. Like, okay, I'm starting to do brows. We want our brows done. I'm starting to do this, waxing, whatever. And it was like lashes. You were there to support me, and I don't want to get you in trouble, but a lot of times she was there to support me, and she was at work, y'all. I don't even want to talk about it. But even moving on, like for real, y'all were never flaky. Y'all were always very, very genuine. And I'm so appreciative of that. And, you know, because of that, God was able to restore. And he could be our Shondo. So now everything is back. But yeah, so being flaky is definitely a red flag.
It is a red flag. I'm sorry, I don't rush to speak on that, but I just feel like I've always been the friend that come through and no one can come through for me. And I had to take a step back. That's even going back to draining energy. Now that I don't have the same so-called friends I had before. I don't even know how I was doing coming through for everyone like I was, because now I don't see myself doing that. I was tired. Yeah. Then I guess I didn't realize it. I just kept going and going and going because I knew I needed to be there. I like keeping my word. I'm very reliable, dependable. And, you know, when people know that that's you, they're going to misuse you without you even realizing, because you just trying to be there for your friend, but they're just know, okay, well, this person gonna come through, I'm gonna call her. And yeah, so that flaky part, that's another thing I do appreciate with us. It's just like, it was always reciprocated. Like, it's equal. I don't feel like she does more than me or I do more than her. It's equal. And then too, I'm glad we did go through that, because now, like, we are, not that we was dishonest before, but we just talk about everything. Like, hey, you good? Like, we just getting clarity on like how we feel. Hey, you can tell me no, I should be able to tell you no, or whatever. So the flaky part, I've dealt with that. I'm not gonna say a lot, because there's never a time where I needed them. They always needed me. I never needed them. But with the small things, it was hard for them to come through. And so yeah.
And that's why, like, what I noticed with you is also resonates with me. Like, the friends we have that we value, they have been there. You know what I'm saying? Like, through a lot in our lives. And those are the people that we always can count on. But yeah, you never really, you know, I mean, for certain little things, but not for real, like, you were a very needy friend or anything like that, because you don't like to go places that I be telling you to go.
No.
And you are just like very cool, calm. And even if somebody disappoints you, what I notice in you, it's like what they say back in the day, what they used to say, sis, oil on a duck's back. You know what I'm saying? It just rolls on off, baby. You know what I'm saying? Or excuse me, not oil, but water. Water.
That's how you know you went back then.
Yes, I was.
You don't even know what to say.
Yes. It's like water on the duck's back. Even if me and you are like having a disagreement where you like, okay, Danny, you know, whatever. And then but it doesn't stop you from being the same person. Right. You know what I'm saying? The same friend. And I do appreciate that. But because sometimes friends, they really can turn toxic. And then you be mad at them. They mad at you. Then y'all come back together. And you're thinking that
why you gotta say it? Y'all come back together.
Y'all come back together. And you be thinking that they're gonna change, but they don't be changing. Mama Mitch, they don't change.
I think it becomes toxic because we overlook a lot of things without discussing it or without being able to discuss it. And so you just, okay, like you said, water on the duck's back. No, it's not water on the duck's back, because you've never addressed that issue. You just, okay, I know how she is, I'm gonna just let it go. Or I know how he is, I'm gonna just let it go, until it gets to the point where it's completely toxic. You're walking on eggshells. They're doing things, it almost seems like on purpose to make you walk on eggshells, and you don't know how to confront them. When it gets to that point, it's like, you know, you cannot endure someone for that length of time without it being toxic when you do things like that. You have to be able to come to the table and talk about it. So that's why I was glad that y'all were able to, you know, circle back and come back.
And now every time I see her, I want to just hug her.
But
You a hug now?
no,
One for the camera?
no.
No. Oh.
And I was about to say, I know she's not, and I can't get one of those.
Them sideways hugs that she be
Yeah.
giving.
Yeah.
What? But you can, with doing that, you can actually, sometimes you can outgrow people. And it's not that you're leaving them, you don't want to leave them behind, but sometimes you have to. The growth in you is not going to allow you to stay in that same place.
Right.
They're going to try to pull you back, and that's why when we were talking earlier about, oh, they think they better than me, or they think they this, or they think they that. Okay, let them say whatever they want to say, but you keep moving, you keep going, you keep pushing forward. If they want to come along, they have to rise to your standards. That can have detriment to your relationship as well.
Mm-hmm. I believe you can outgrow too.
Yeah.
For sure.
But honestly,
You think I'm a red flag? I can be a red flag. What's something about me that can be a red flag?
as a friend,
Yeah. I don't have my friends here. I probably should have asked.
I see D hand just waving in the reflection.
You think so, D? She's a red flag? Oh. My bad.
Goodbye.
But you know what? I think that I have to sometimes. I don't know some of my characteristics. What can be a characteristic of mine that would present as a red flag as a friend?
Wait. Let me start with Mama.
Okay.
And then we'll go to you.
Okay.
Because we actually can drag this out since we're not doing the next one.
Okay.
So it's okay. As far as time.
Just gonna say that right there.
Mama's still sleepy though.
What?
Go ahead.
Okay, so as far as you for a red flag mom, I don't think that there is any, only because, and I always tell you, like, why do I have to be like my mama? Because you come through for your friends. I've seen it even, as a child growing up, some of the friends you have, like, turn their nose up, like, actually seen it. But as a child, I can't say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of your friends, a lot of them been jealous of you, but you always come through for them. I don't know, and sometimes I hate that I'm like that, because it's almost like we're allowing people to treat us a certain way. But then I have to look at it like, you know what, it was just meant for me or us to show them like what good people are. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to red flag, I don't think you have any.
Yeah, well, I have a awesome group of friends.
Yeah, now. Oh, my bad. Yes, y'all. I ain't talking about y'all, but the past. No, her group of friends now are amazing. They encourage each other. They pull up for one another. So yeah, you do have so I'm gonna talk about y'all, Miss Robin.
Now you want to call the friend?
Yeah. I want to talk about y'all, but the ones in the past, y'all couldn't stand. As far as you go, what, red flag? I don't think you have any either. I don't think you have any red flags. I think that people can also be jealous just of your energy because everybody take to you. So yeah, because I tell you, even though we are night and day, you are wild and I'm just chill. It's always enjoyable to be around Danielle. She's never negative. She's always positive. Even when this crazy girl is sad, she still makes us laugh. I don't know how she does it. I feel like she's psychotic. But yeah, so I feel like people just be jealous. God dang it. People would be jealous just of your energy and also of all your talents too. She's very talented, and anything she puts her mind to, anything she does, and she does it very well. So yeah, I don't think there's any red.
Speak Spanish.
Yeah, she can't speak Spanish.
Well, there's only a few people that would understand me.
Who?
It's like an unknown tongue. It's given from God.
So the Spanish is speaking in tongues?
Well, I'm just saying that you can relate it to tongues. You know how you.
So only God understands this.
No, there are other people that are in my realm who understand it.
Oh, okay.
You get what
so
I'm
it is a known language.
It is very much so.
Okay, and
Go.
no, you go.
No,
you got something to say. No, so as far as y'all go, red flags, I don't see any, and that's one thing I'm learning just to, which I've always learned though. We accept each other we accept us for who we are. We respect each other's space, boundaries. All we're very considerate. Like, hey, am I doing too much? Is it this? Is it that? So I don't. There's not a red flag I can say for you, mother, or for you, Danny.
Aw.
What about for me? Y'all?
Yeah, I mean, like you were saying with your mom, you can give too much of yourself, which people who are not that type of friend will see that as, oh, I'm gonna misuse her. I'm gonna, and then those same people you overextend yourself for. You
Right.
just give and give of yourself, and then you were thinking that they will reciprocate it when they don't. So my thing is, for me, which I've learned mostly in the last 4 years, to really love who love me. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a tit for tat. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that for you. Or I see you do this for me, so I'm gonna do that for you. No, it's you proving yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna grant you grace if you need it for certain things or whatever like that. But and I believe in vetting people too. And this is a whole nother episode, I know, because, Chris is telling us it's time to go. But for real, love who love you. My friend circle now, and Tiffany knows because I invite you to things that we do. We celebrate each other like, oh my God, we go to the highest of heights to make sure that each and every one of us individually feels loved. And I love that. And a lot of times in the past, it wasn't like that. It was, okay, if we're going out, then they're my friend. If they have, been around my family, then they're my friend. But no, it's so much more to that than being a friend. And I mean, if you ain't stupid, not saying it. People are stupid. I know I gotta be politically correct, but if you ain't stupid,
people are stupid.
a blind man can see if this person is your friend.
Yeah.
For real, like seriously.
Yeah. But that sums it up.
Okay then.
That sums it up. That was, yeah. I mean, this is a conversation or a topic we could talk all day about,
Right.
and use plenty of examples, but that just summed it up,
Right.
And I think there's a scripture if you want a friend, you first have to show yourself friendly.
That's right now.
What is that? What is that?
I don't know what
That
was.
meant hallelujah. I that bullshit.
Why are you? But I thought tongues. Why everything start with E, B, B, B?
Because that's a personal vow unto my tongue.
Okay.
But you can
Y'all,
make your
E,
own.
B, 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 Ashando.
Thank y'all. Listen, we're not about to do this. Thank y'all for joining us. Stay tuned, because we're gonna see you guys next time with some more hot topics, some more NIMs for Mitch and them, and yeah, that's it.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you,
for
Dan.
popping up.
Thank you for letting me be here, even though I was going to be here anyways. But just being on this couch has been amazing.
Of course.
Awesome.
Of course.
Awesome.
All right,
See
you
y'all
guys.
next time.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.